This is Off Balance, inspired by New Balance, and this is Orange, inspired by Apple. I built both with Claude Code in under 10 minutes. 5 years ago, a site like this was $5,000 and a team of engineers. And these are some websites that I made for local businesses once I built and deployed for actual local businesses. A towing company with images from their reviews. Very nicely done, very well designed. Here's a plumbing company, reviews listed. Here is a website for a paint and body shop. Here's a beautiful pet grooming service website. Here's a part almost nobody teaches. They show you how to build a website, but they don't necessarily show you how to actually sell it and get paid. So in this video, I'll teach you how to build it with Claude Code, how to find businesses who will actually pay for these websites, and how to deliver it. All right, let's talk about the tools that you will actually want for this. Main one, the one everything else hangs off of, is Claude Code. For the plan, we have the max 100 plan and max 200 plan. For the kind of building we are doing here, realistically, you will want one of the max plans. That's what gives Claude Code the headroom to just keep running while it builds. The Pro plan can still work, you will just hit rate limits sooner. When that happens, you wait for them to reset, you pause the autonomy for a bit, and the build just takes a little bit longer. So if you're just testing the waters, Pro is fine to start. But if you're doing this for real, get on a max plan and let it run. And the nice thing is that you can run Claude Code pretty much anywhere. Right in your terminal, in the Claude Code desktop app, or inside any VS Code based editor with the plugin. And that includes Cursor, Anti-Gravity, any sort of those IDEs. And once you install it through any one of these options, you have got a way to talk to Claude Code. The first time you run it, it will walk you through how to log in through your Anthropic subscription. For storing your code, you will need GitHub. We're not going to talk about it in this video. You don't have to figure it out yourself. It's just prompting. You just ask Claude Code to set it up for you. If you want to test it out, start with the Pro plan and then switch over to the $100 or $200 max plans. Let's talk about this stack. Now for hosting, this is a front, the part your visitors actually see. Hosting just means the place your website lives online so that people can visit it. I use Cloudflare for that. Keeps a copy of your site on computers all around the world, so it loads faster no matter where your visitor is. And it's free to start. This is their website. To actually get your site online, you use a tool called Wrangler. Think of it as a delivery truck. It takes the website off your computer and drops it into Cloudflare. So it goes live for everyone. First, sign up for a free Cloudflare account. Just go to cloudflare.com and click on Start Building for free. And then you can create an account here. Then you install Wrangler with one command. You can see the Wrangler documentation here. You copy this command here, click on this copy icon, and then paste it in your terminal and press enter, which will install this command line tool called Wrangler. Now I have already installed it. Then there is one connecting step. You run Wrangler login to link the command line to your Cloudflare account. It opens your browser, you approve it once, and you're connected. Type Wrangler login, will open on the browser. Then you click the accounts that you want to give it access to, review permissions, and authorize, and now you're connected. And you can do all of these operations with your Cloudflare account. After that, Claude Code handles the deploy. Just ask Claude Code to use Wrangler CLI to deploy anything to Cloudflare. Then the backend, that's the behind the scenes part that remembers things. When someone books an appointment or fills out a contact form, that information has to be saved somewhere. And for that, I use Convex. Think of it as the filing cabinet behind the site, holding all the bookings and messages. And like Cloudflare, Convex has a very generous free tier too. So storing all that data costs you nothing while you're getting started. Here's an easy way to picture the front versus back. Think of the site like a restaurant. The front is the dining room, part the customer sees and feels. Back is the kitchen, where the orders come in and everything actually gets made. So in our stack, the front, the dining room, that's Cloudflare. And the kitchen out back, the part doing the real work, that's Convex. And here's the best part, that free tier is genuinely generous. Generous enough that you can stay on it even with real paying clients. For a normal static website, it's way more than enough, and it takes a long time before you get anywhere close to the limits. Honestly, even with how hard I push it, Cloudflare has never hit its free limits. It is that generous. The one place I actually pay is Convex, and that's only because my usage is way heavier than the normal client site. For a typical client, both stay free, and even for building full apps, it holds well. The only time client moves up a tier is if their site starts pulling serious traffic, and that's rare. If you're on a budget, this is a perfect stack to start with. For the domain, I used Namecheap. The domain is just a web address, the .com people type in to find you. But when you're first reaching out and pitching, you don't even need one. The free URL that Cloudflare gives you, that is enough to show off the work. So don't go buying a domain until you actually landed a client. For example, all these links that I showed you in the beginning, these are all Cloudflare URLs. If you notice, at the end you have .pages.dev. So you can just use these URLs when pitching to clients. Once you have landed one, that's when you buy the domain. For that, you use Namecheap. The Namecheap is a domain registrar, and have the client pay for that one. Keep one for your own site too. Then to connect it, you've got a couple of ways. So once you purchase the domain, the manual way is to change your name servers to be managed by Cloudflare. Just these two lines needs to be added there. Back in Cloudflare's dashboard, you can then manage the DNS. At this point, you just have to get an API key from Cloudflare. I'm not going to show it, and then give that to Claude Code. The only manual process from that point onwards will be just buying the domain name, and then Claude Code can even configure the DNS, connect to your website that you created to an actual domain name. You can just use Cloudflare's Wrangler or an API token, and it configures the DNS for you automatically. I'm not going to go deep on that here, but that's the idea. It's probably its own video, but just know that the option is there. Do have a good looking site of your own, because when you start reaching out, businesses are going to ask what your website looks like, and you want to be the example and not just the person talking about it. Now there's one more tool in our stack, which is a Claude Code skill. It's called Agent Browser. It's again free and open source. What it does is it drives a real Chrome window. It can go to Google Maps and find a list of all the businesses that has no website. You can also use other tools like Cloud in Chrome, which I will talk about later. But this is what we are going to use in our stack. Installing it is just one line. You just copy that command over there and put it into your terminal. You have the doc here at agentbrowser.dev. This is the actual GitHub repository for this skill. It also comes with its own CLI to control the browser. And that's how that operates. Claude Code connects to Chrome using the CLI. And it is actually better than Playwright MCP servers, which is actually another popular way to connect or control browsers because it consumes way less tokens. So Agent Browser is a skill. And if you want to read more about Claude Code skills and how to extend Claude Code with skills, you can go to this link over here and then have a read. It's basically giving Claude Code extra functionalities, mostly using prompting. You can also create custom scripts to extend the basic Claude Code functionality. So the real unlock are the skills. So this process, I don't actually do it manually. I use Agent Browser in combination with a custom skill that I wrote. You don't have to use a custom skill, but as I said, you can extend Claude Code, and to automate the processes, you can create skills. And that's exactly what I have done. And then using that skill, I just run that skill. You can point it to a whole city and it will find, build, and deploy website. And if you want, you can also point it to your mailboxes to send them pitches. Claude Code can do the whole pipeline. You can grab the skills from my community here. The link to that is in the description. I will show the live demo of it, how to actually use this skill automatically to find businesses, build the websites, and send them the pitches. Now, before we build anything, let's talk about finding the people who will pay for it. Don't just learn it and do nothing with it. Learn the skill and find the businesses and start pitching it. If you have to, build the first one for free to build a case study, but honestly, better to charge it from the get-go. The simplest way, the way a lot of people start, is Upwork. Create an account on Upwork, and if you search website here, you can see a lot of jobs that are ready to be pitched to. Personal website development assistance, website developer for psychology practice. All of this site can be pitched to. And if you have an example of what it is about, how their website would look like, you can use that example with the Cloudflare link, which is actually live on the internet. You can send them these links. In the initial proposal itself, you can actually include the website, and they will be able to see how their website would look like, and it will be a better proposal. Take the smaller ones, $200 to $600 jobs, to build your case studies and sharpen your skills. That is where you start. You don't need to be super technical to do this. And the other way is obviously using Google. So you just type business type in city in Google Maps. You can try to ask the new feature here, Ask Maps. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So what I do is I go through this list to find businesses that has good reviews, which means that they are getting customers and see if they have a website there. And if they don't have a website, and then I run through my skill, which I'll talk to you about in a bit. The skill has a few rules to see whether they qualify for building a website and pitching to. So this is one such run that I did using Claude Code skill, my custom skill. I want to select a business that doesn't have a website. Look for a local business, load the website called outreach skill for rules, and identify 3. And it found 3 businesses here. One is an appliance repair and a mobile mechanic. All I did was tell it which city, and it does go into their social media account to find their contact details as well. Here in this case, I'm not really sure why it is not showing one. I resized my terminal window, then that kind of like disappeared from there. Once you've got a name, the outreach is simple. You reach out in person or by mail, and you just say, hey, I notice you don't have a website. Is there a reason for that? And they'll usually say something like, no time, or it's too expensive. So you show them an example, or you build one right there, which takes a few minutes once you have got the system. Then you close it. Something like, I can build you a site like this. Here's what I charge. Do you want one so that you can bring in more customers? That's the whole pitch. And to find them faster, you can obviously use my skill, which I'll be sharing later in my school community. You can grab it from there. A couple of these tools can actually drive a browser and find businesses for you, hands off. There's Agent Browser, the one we installed earlier. It drives a real Chrome, so Claude Code opens Google Maps and checks each business for a website on its own. And there's Claude in Chrome. The same idea, the agent drives your browser. It is from Anthropic and works through the listings for you. This is a Claude in Chrome extension. You can go to that URL right there and add it to your browser, and then Claude will be able to control your browser. Or if you'd rather just pull the raw list yourself, there is a free tool called Instant Data Scraper, which can pull the listings into spreadsheet, and a paid one, Apollo, which is more accurate. Any of them gets you to the same place, a list of businesses with no website. So this is actually what my skill actually does. Point at a city and find using Agent Browser, which Claude will control the browser with this tool and build a better website and deploy it and use that link when doing the outreach. It has a bunch of rules. If it finds a bad website, then it builds and deploys a better one. And so it finds them, qualifies them, builds the site, and deploys it. All from one skill. For this video, I already went ahead and picked one. So you can do it by hand on Upwork or Google, or if you want the skill, it's in my community. All right, let's just actually build one. The business I picked, I found it by hand. It's a pet grooming place here in Memphis, Daphne's Pet Grooming and Boarding. So how you do it? So type in the business type near Memphis, the location. You can go through this list. You can find the businesses like this in an area. If you choose to do it manually, you notice that these 2 businesses, they don't have a website. So that's how you manually do it. Now there are 2 different ways you can actually build the site. The first way is to use a reference, same move as the Apple and New Balance clones that I showed you at the start. You point it at a site you like the look of and build it from there. And the second way is to build it completely from scratch. And for that, I'll show you 2 skills that make genuinely well-designed sites, plus our own website called Outreach Skill that wraps the whole thing in a set of rules. Quick rule before you go any further. If you happen to use a competitor's website, in this case, you can see that these guys have a website here that is obviously working for them. And then you can, if you like the look of one of the other websites, this is done in Wix. They already have a website. There's definitely room for improvement for these guys as well. But if you find something that you like the look of from the competition, you can provide the competition's website as a reference, much like we did for Apple and New Balance websites at the start of our video. Don't copy it blindly, tweak it, prompt Claude to fit it to the business's actual brand and style. Copying a reference is all right as long as you add your own spin on it. The real innovation is taking something that actually works and making it better, adding your own touch to it. All the big brands and big YouTubers copy each other's thumbnails. The AI companies copy each other constantly and just keep improving. Same idea here. Okay, let's do it from scratch, no reference at all. The skill I use for this is called website called Outreach. And honestly, you don't have to use mine. You can build your own or just take the ideas and principles from it. I'm mainly going to walk you through the principles so you can recreate it yourself. Links in the description. At its core, the skill is one pipeline that chains a bunch of smaller skills together, 6 steps start to finish. Step 1, discover. It finds local businesses that have no website at all or one that's really rough. Step 2, research. It pulls their reviews, photos, brand, hours, contact details, and everything it needs to build something real. Step 3 is build. It hands all of that to the design skills and builds a unique production grade site. Step 4, deploy. It pushes live to Cloudflare with Wrangler, so you've got a real link to show. Step 5 is outreach. It writes a cold email to the owner with that live link because the finished site is the pitch. And step 6 is follow up. It chases them on day 3 and 7 if they go quiet and then leaves it alone. Let me go one level deeper on a couple of those because the order really matters. Step 1 is always find and qualify, and you never skip that qualify part. It pulls a list of businesses and filters out the ones that aren't worth it. It filters out anyone who already has a real site or no means to contact them. Now to actually find them, so this is a skill here. Build a professional website for a local business and then cold email them with the live URLs as a sales pitch. Must use whenever the user wants to. Find the local business without websites and build one for them. Create a demo sample site. You can read the rest of it here. Here you can see all the phases: discover, reach, build, deploy, outreach, and follow up. And it chains together other skills here: front-end design, outreach, agent browser, SERPer search. You can also use SERPer Places API or Google Places API for prospect discovery. These are my own setup for lead outreach. Every lead is saved into a pipeline stage. And the actual pipeline is step 1, find and qualify leads. You have a bunch more rules here. Google Maps listing. For each candidate, use agent browser with real Chrome to check Google Maps listing, Google search, Facebook page, Instagram, Yelp, BBB. Look for owner specifically. And there's a scoring rubric here. Review quality, business activity, owner reachability, purchasing power, upsell potential. It scores them into different tiers. Analyzes the intent signals, boosts the priority to rank whom to contact first. Exhaustive contact discovery. So it will go through this email discovery process. Google Places API, if there's an email in the Google listing itself, Google Maps listing via agent browser, and you will try to find their Facebook page, Instagram profile, or do multiple web searches across Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, Yellow Pages, BBB profile, and other industry directories, LLC registrations. If email found, it will go to step 2. Then it will categorize as contact found or phone only backlog. And it qualifies the lead here. And it actually will try to use the exact photos. It will try to get all the images from the reviews to build the proper website. And then hand off to front-end design and console UI UX Pro Max skill with a structured brief containing all the... I'll actually change this too. So you can see how I structure this console UI UX Pro Max skill for design direction based on research and brand style. Also consult the front end skill. You can customize these sections, etc., however you want it. There are additional steps here as well. It will do a keyword research and exact keyword domain search, and it will use a domain check skill to see if the domain is actually available. These are a little bit advanced. Anyway, you can grab the skill from my community, or you can just screenshot it. Meta tags, and it also SEO optimizes it. It creates open graph descriptions for social media and schema markup, site structure. It creates a multi-page website, does LLM optimization, create FAQ page with people also ask integration, and then finally it deploys using Wrangler and verifies everything has been done correctly. And find the owner's contact. If no email found, then exhausting all options, use alternative channels. If no emails found, I think you'd probably be better off with DMing on Instagram. DMs have more open rates. Reorder this if you want how you want it. It validates the email as well. There's a validation script and send cold email. If you want to connect it to your Gmail or your email inbox, you can actually ask Claude Code to connect it to the inbox as well. And then you can add these links as CTAs in this email, a little bit of copywriting, frameworks and rules, disrupt, intrigue, click, problem, agitate, solve, etc. for the email copy as well. For me, I have premium inbox rotation. I don't usually use cold emails that much anymore. I use in DMs. And then there's follow-up. So this is integrated into that as well. I will be doing another video on cold email outreach, how to set up that using Claude Code as well. It will be part of the entire Content OS, BrandBrain's Content OS. So in a nutshell, that's what happens. If you happen to use the Google Places API key, that is faster. So it builds the website and uses the CLI Wrangler to deploy to Cloudflare, and then you'll get a pages.dev link. So let's actually run it. See, I wrote this command before the goal feature came to Claude Code. So I will say dangerously skip permission. I don't want it to constantly ask me permissions to do stuff. I want it to be a bit more autonomous. So that's what that flag is, dangerously skip permissions. And I press enter. You can run it from the terminal like this. Just change my mind. I'm actually going to run it from Cloud Desktop app. Make sure you're on the code tab here. So I haven't run it on this particular workflow from the desktop app. So let's see if it will work properly. Make sure you are on the correct directory. So this is what I'm going to kick it off with. Prompt here, /goal. Use the /goal is like that Claude Code will loop until the goal is met. Use the website cold outreach skill to find pitch websites to pet groomers in Memphis, qualify them, find their contact details, prioritize Instagram DMs and then email. Draft the messages for each channel. Include the deployed Cloudflare link as well in the email. More rules in this skill. Go and kick that off. Let's see what happens. I'm going to switch on bypass permissions. Allow bypass permissions mode here. That flag that I gave in the Claude Code terminal, I need this to be enabled in the desktop version for that to work. So if I go here, I can then now switch the permissions on bypass permissions. Now it is on. You can see bypass permissions on here. I'm using the latest 4.8. So it'll be interesting to see how this performs. I'm going to run it for a while. So it's progressing well and it's creating a new project for me. Pet groomers, Memphis website outreach, going through the discovery process now. It's running different variations of the query. Dog grooming Memphis, pet salon Memphis, and it's trying to consolidate everything. You don't need to know what it is doing under the hood because we have given the goal of that. It will iterate and try to find the businesses. So it is now finding Daphne's pet grooming and boarding, Magical Hands grooming boarding, and the rating is 4.7, 4.5 for that one. It's trying to do the contact discovery now, Instagram priority, and then email. Let me just quickly change this to 1 million contacts so that it doesn't run out of context. This will take a while. So it has already found the IG handles for Little Shop of Howls and the email littleshopofhowls@gmail.com and Barkspot, which is this one, I guess, and Groom and Go by Bentley, this one. Magical Hands as well. It found the email for that business as well. A red flag to verify a Fox 13 article about a Memphis grooming service, viral video police, surfaced under country dog grooming. Must verify before touching that lead. Skill mandates reputation check. Barksport's only site is the Wix site, barksport.com. It's a different Canadian business. So that is not really coherent. It's not of that business. Magical Hands, Wix site, Daphne's, and Little Shop of Howls, none. No websites at all for this one. So the Google Places API is disabled. That's why it's trying to use FAL AI to create the image for that. I'm just going to nudge it agent browser to get the real reviews and photos. Download them. I'm going to press escape now so that goes. So if you press escape like that in the middle, it will interrupt the current turn and queue the next message. The user wants real reviews and photos via agent browser, not AI generated. Click allow. Allow. So it's checking out Barksport grooming here. So it is actually now reading through the reviews. This is agent browser in action. Couldn't connect it via Google Places API. So now it is scrolling through the reviews here now. It has written a scraping script and then it is scraping the reviews now. Now it is trying to download the photos from the reviews. It's clicking through the photos and it will now try to download all the photos. It's analyzing all the photos, what photos to include, a real customer photo, a corgi. Let me check what others to access which are usable for the grooming storefront shot. So it's trying to pick the photos, right photos, good quality photos for the website. It's a wrong business. So it has so far analyzed all the images from the reviews. It has gone ahead and selected this full research logs for Little Shop of Howls. This is the business that it has identified. And the owner is Crystal Ann Robbins and her daughter Jenna, family owned. This is what it selected. Whom to pitch the website to. It found the email as well and the IG handle as well. Booking is Square Appointments link, their real scheduler, no website yet. So that is their reasoning So they are already using some sort of scheduler. So that is an intent signal. And it has loaded this front end design skill and it's creating the styles, creating the FAQ page, and it's trying to start a server to, yes, look at that. This is an amazing website actually. Used a real images and very nicely done. Nice animations, nice typography, nice reveals, nicely done. Where every pup leaves howling with delight. It's branded it properly as well with their shop name, Little Shop of Howls. It's also leading with their value proposition, I think. Cage free family owned dog grooming where your best friend roams. For sure, you will need to tweak it to remove the M dashes, etc. You can actually modify the skill itself. You have reviews from their previous customers. It's creating a multi page website. You have about, service, gallery, reviews here. FAQ is a separate page. Frequently asked questions, dog grooming in Bartlett, Memphis. This is for SEO. Right. Create another version, version number 2. What is it doing? Full page screenshot reveals a problem. Off screen reveal section stay at a pace. Opacity 0. So there is a bug it discovered. Now it's verifying the website again. Scrolling through it. Now it looks like the build is complete. Now it's trying to deploy it using Wrangler, using my OAuth status, and creating a project on Cloudflare and deploying to Cloudflare pages. Looks like the deploy is finished now. So click on that. There you go. A URL that you can access from anywhere, and you can send it to in your DMs to your prospects. You have a booking link here. You have a banner here, free sample website built for the Little Shop of Howls. Let's make it yours. So when the customers see this website, they can just click on here, which will take you to your calendar appointment link where you can hop on a call with them to get the actual business and take it from there. It is also checking for any available domains. So it has now found that including the all domains available, including the exact brand littleshopofhowls.com. So in my setup, it creates lead cards like this, checking the live website for mobile responsiveness. Obviously, there are things to tweak here. For example, this is not really, the book now button is really not visible for mobile. So let's see if it picks it up. In this lead card, you can actually see that the business details recorded, key review themes recorded. It's actually a file, MD file, Little Shop of Howls. So if I click on that, I can see the front matter here and the Little Shop of Howls, honor Crystal Robbins, why number 1 priority, key review themes, cage free, huge differentiator. So these are the factors that it based the website creation on to make them stand out. And contact channels, Instagram DM primary, recommended domains, house of grooming, and draft Instagram DM. So all you do is answer with this link. Hey Crystal, I build websites for dog groomers and I went ahead and made a full one for the Little Shop of Howls. Little Shop of Howls pages.dev. It's free to look at. If it's a yes, it's 151 time. No monthly fees, no contract. I even found the littleshopofhowls.com is still open. Happy to walk you through it. You can, of course, change the pricing here. IGDM follow-up, if no reply in 3 days. Hey, Crystal, just floating this back up. So everything is written for you already in the lead card. You just have to copy paste. And for email as well, you just have to do this. Email 2, day 3 follow-up. If you have Gmail connector connected to your Claude Code, you can prompt Claude to create the appropriate scheduled task for this pipeline to finish. Then Claude Code will go ahead and create the scheduled task. I think it has fixed the mobile issue now, I think. Mobile layout is good, but I spotted a real bug. Nav drawer is showing open by default on mobile. So it's finished end to end now. All you need to do now is to reach out using one of these channels. From start to finish, it took about 20 minutes. There you go. You have everything created for you. So if you automate this on a scheduled task, it will keep on identifying these businesses and it will run this outreach. If you want to make that automated as well, you can do that as well, which is in fact what I do. And that it will contact them until you land some business. Of course, for Instagram DMs, you'll need to either ask it to use the agent browser to log into your Instagram account, so it can use the browser, or use Cloud in Chrome extension as well. I do it manually because I don't want Instagram to flag my account. There are a lot of people who use Instagram automate that portion as well. Once you actually land the business of the client and actually build it, how do you actually deliver it? How do you hand off the finished product to the client? Two ways to deliver. How you hand it off matters as much as the build. Option one is obviously handing it all over, give them the whole backend, all the logins, they deal with the code if it breaks. You can do that, but it's not recommended. My recommended way of doing it. They don't actually want to touch the code most of the times, these clients. If something breaks, most businesses don't want that. They just want someone to call. So I don't recommend it. Second option is the one I actually recommend, and the one that most people go with. You manage everything, the code, bugs, the maintenance, all on the back end. You are the one in charge, and then just pay you a monthly fee. And the fee can work one of two ways. Either they pay per problem as and when the problem arises, every time something goes wrong, or they pay a flat monthly maintenance fee. Most people go with the monthly option because that is less maintenance. Okay, the pricing. A simple site is 750 to 2500. Something bigger with several pages and a blog or automation built in or a chatbot built in, 3500 to 6500. And the maintenance 250 to 750 a month. Small enough that they kind of forget that they are even paying for it. If you're in a pricier area or a big city, you can even charge more. The market can take it, but early on, don't charge too high. It sets the client's expectations sky high. But sometimes cheaper clients have too many requirements and they're very hard to please as well, which is something that I've noticed. And go with someone with budget, and they usually are not so bothersome. So get your system down first, then push the price up. And if a client wants more, you can build them more on top of it, a CRM or a dashboard on the front or a chatbot. And this is a mindset shift. You are the board of directors or the AI architect. Your job is not to be the engineer. Claude Code is your 24/7 engineer. You don't need to know how to fix every bug. Your job is the sort of the person sitting between the engineer and the business, solving the business's problem. You find the business and point system at it. So here's what to do this week. Pick one local business near you with a weak site or no site. Build them a better one with this skill. The skills I use here, website call outreach, Cloudflare deploy skill, the SEO skills, prompts, all are in my community or will be in one of those links in the description. The link to it and any other links to the free resources are in the description.